I've got a thumbs up. I should start talking because Zach is giving me a thumbs up. Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's time for Renegades Weekly. We're back. It's been a week. It's been quiet. There's Zach's thumb. I see it on the screen now as we went live. This is great. I'm Rob Adams, Zach Neubauer across the way, and welcome to another Monday edition of Renegades Weekly. And the Gades doing what they do, Zach. Some good, some bad, up and down, and here we are.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that's how the year's going to be for everybody, right? Because what we're tied for second place with a 50-50 a 500 record right now,
right?
And yeah, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. 6 games against the same team. It's hard. It's going to be really hard to sweep a series, I think, when you play a team 6 times in a row. That's going to be difficult. So I think I think everybody will be kind of on that even 500 plane for the most part.
It's that kind of thing that we keep talking about where we're all just grateful to be playing, and maybe the records don't matter because, well, they do matter, but still, because if you look up and down the High A East, Aberdeen, Bowling Green, Rome, those are the only teams with an over 500 record. The Gades and Wilmington are both 9-9. Greensboro's 9-9. Winston-Salem's 9-9. Everybody else is below 500. So what I'm saying is there are a few good teams and there's a lot of parity. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair too. And I think that's pretty much how the year is going to go, right? Is everything's going to stay pretty well even. I mean, we're only 2 games out and we're at 500. So we're 2 games off the top. And I'm a very much so, I don't care what level of the minor leagues you're in, winning matters. And teams want to be sitting there at the top of the leaderboard when it's all said and done. And I think we'll get there. I think we've got the talent to get there. It's whether we can consistently string those games together.
And another point that you just made, only 2 games out of first, only a game and a half from last place as well, because that's where Brooklyn is. Brooklyn is 3.5 out. The Gades are 2 out. So that's a very fair point. In your mind, how much does it bother players that there's no title to shoot for this year?
Well, I mean, there kind of isn't there? I mean, there's no playoffs, correct?
Right.
So it's going to be, this is like college football style. Like whoever's got the best record at the end of the year is going to be the winner.
So we're relying on the AP or the UPI poll.
Yeah. So the Brooklyn Cyclones are in first because people are like, well, they've played all the teams that are better than them, so they're obviously the first place team.
That's right.
I don't think it bothers people as much. I think it would be obviously nice to have like a playoff situation.
Okay, it bothers me. I'll say it.
It bothers you? I mean, there's something fun about playoff baseball. The energy is just so much different. Are you talking about like from a player perspective? Do you think they're bothered, or are you saying like, am I bothered? I want to see playoffs.
Yeah, I want to see playoffs. I think players want to see playoffs. Maybe they don't.
Yeah, I think organizations want to see playoffs too.
Yeah,
because I think you want people to you want your guys to have that little bit of pressure. At the end of the year,
sure,
playing for something, win or go home, all of that. I mean, it's certainly more predictable to not do playoffs, but yeah, I don't know. I think as a fan, I love that energy. I love that playoffs, but it's also kind of nice, especially given it's my first year, to be able to be like, all right, I know exactly when the season's going to end, and I can go, find a Ramada and just sort of bunker down for like.
Oh, there's no question. September 20th, we might all be curled up in fetal position.
Yeah. By the time we get there.
Yeah. No, I don't doubt that, but there is something to be said for that pressure and that feeling of, all right, now it's the playoffs, and it's the playoffs in minor league baseball don't go that long. It's not like a month. It's over often in a week.
Yeah, I come from the American Association, and the playoffs that we had were like 2 5-game series. Basically, it was the 2 top teams in the North and the 2 top teams in the South played each other for the right to go to the championship. Yeah. They were both 5-game series, so it was over in like 2 pretty short weeks, and I thought that was. It made those games like each game had a lot more import because it was you only get 3, it's not 4, that you got to win. So yeah. But I'm very much so a fan of playoffs. I'm really pumped that the NBA is in the playoffs right now. I feel like those games are so much fun to watch. My beloved Minnesota Timberwolves did not quite make it this year or the last however many years, but and they certainly didn't show up the one year that they did make it. So, Somebody forgot to tell them that they were in the playoffs that year.
My New York Knicks did make it, and boy, did they suffer a heartbreaker last night.
Trae Young, baby.
Trae Young with 0.9 remaining, and he let the Garden hear it because the Garden had a huge crowd last night. So that's cool to see, and hopefully it's a sign of things to come as we move down the road here.
Yeah, we're overanalyzing every single thing that comes out in the sports world or whatever. But we're looking at that crowd at the Garden, and we're like, well, hey, we're outside.
Yeah,
so,
they can.
Hey, we're outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a precursor of good things to come, but just as an overall statement, I'm just pumped for like anything with playoff stakes. I feel like players ramp up a significant amount. Their energy changes, their mindsets change, the intensity changes. They start screaming at the umpires a little bit more. Like it's all just it's always good for me.
And let me just say, I love all sports, but they're really, and I'm a huge baseball historian, and I've watched every World Series that far back as I can remember. But there is something otherworldly about the Stanley Cup playoffs, so I just have to drop in a shout out to the people in hockey.
Yeah, and I come from Minnesota, and I can't seem to escape hockey. So I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is like a basketball town. New York City is like a basketball mecca. So basketball is going to extend. And, you keep hearing about the Rangers and you keep hearing about hockey. It's just unavoidable. You can't escape it. So whatever.
Yeah, especially with the Rangers making the moves that they made.
It's the best sporting event in hockey is the Stanley Cup, in all the sports is the Stanley Cup playoffs and whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like hockey, but also like ramped up just a hair. That's great. Cool.
Put up with the Stanley Cup slander. Wow, this is tough.
It's the best trophy in sports. I realize who cares?
It's podcast, but chime in if you're out there.
Yeah, Stanley Cup yes or Stanley Cup no. Feel free to post that in the comments.
Is it that you don't appreciate? Do you not know hockey? Like what is it?
I think it is a little bit of that. I think it is. I grew up. Like my dad was a basketball coach. My grandpa was a basketball coach. I was very much in the basketball world. And it did kind of feel like there was like a dividing line in the town that I grew up in where it was like the hockey people and the basketball people because they both played in the wintertime. And so the sports were just butting heads constantly. But I do think, if I don't understand a sport, not just like I know kind of the basic rules of hockey, but if I don't if I'm not in the weeds on it, like I'm like watching a baseball game. I'm like, ooh, it's a 3-0 count. He's throwing him a couple sliders in a row. Do you go back fastball or do you come back slider? I was watching it actually with my roommate over the weekend. I was watching the end of the Cubs St. Louis game, and I'm enthralled by the the pitch sequence things that were showing up there. And he could not have been more bored. And I'm like, no, but he's burned him with a couple fastballs on that outer edge, and he came with that curveball in, and now is he gonna come fastball outer edge? Is he gonna fastball in? He's gonna try to get it off the plate on the inside. Like I get into all that, and with hockey, I just don't understand what they're trying to do because I haven't played it. I'm not super into it, and when I grew up with everybody being like, hockey, you got to go watch the boys hockey tournament in Minnesota. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. It's hockey, but just not as good as the Wild. So, what are we doing here?
All right. Fair enough. All right. I know this is a baseball podcast. I know it's about the Renegades. We'll get back there.
I think it's more my issue. I have the issue. Your giant cup is fine. I'm seeing Stanley Cup is the best trophy in all of sports. Sure. Well, go ahead and it's fine.
All right. What trophy's the best in all of sports?
I really like Major League Baseballs with all the little flags going around it. I've always thought that's really cool.
Well, they've kind of refined that over the years, the Commissioner's Trophy, but okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'm not saying it's bad. You're probably right. I just don't care. That's most of it. I just don't care that much about hockey, and I just don't really care that much about the Stanley Cup.
It doesn't have that history of the Stanley Cup. Maybe there's a difference. Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah, sure. History's great. You love history.
I do love history. The Renegades spent the week down in Brooklyn with the Cyclones, and as they walked in the door, the place that used to be known as MCU Park, that was originally Keyspan Park, became Maimonides Park in a new sponsor deal. So congratulations to them. And the Cyclones broke out the jerseys with the gold lettering on it. And the Renegades said, we're going to own your house at least tonight. And that was the case. The Renegades go in and win on the opening night home opener for the Cyclones, because Cyclones had not been home yet. The Renegades beat them and kind of spoiled the party. You like doing that when you're the road team. You like to win anyway, but especially when they're breaking out the gold lettering.
Yeah. When they were doing the whole like we're renaming the place, like you don't want them to win on that night if you're the road team. They've got all the pomp and circumstance. We now declare you whatever we're calling this place stadium, and then they cut the ribbon and everybody shakes hands with the giant scissors, and then you go out there and you're like, I want anything to win this game.
Yeah.
To not let them to spoil this even just a little bit. I'm sure on the grand scheme of things, like nobody cares that they lost the opening day one, but it just feels nice when you're the road team, I think, to spoil it just a little bit.
I think a little bit you kind of have
a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I agree with you. I think there's something to be said about the Renegades getting that win. And, look, again, the good and the bad. There was.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the next night.
Okay, that game didn't happen. Certain things don't happen in the world. And Wednesday night didn't happen. But Tuesday night did. And that was good for the Renegades to go down there, get that win. They won 4-3. And one-run victories are always good. We'll forget about Wednesday, and we'll go to Thursday, where the Renegades got another win, and they won 6-1, and that was a good thing. And Luis Medina, once again, chucking some country hardball.
Yeah, lights out. What did he have? 11 strikeouts?
11 strikeouts. Yep.
Yeah, he's the real deal, man. I mean, he's impressive. And it was nice to see a game where like we had the pitching, but we also put up 6 runs. Like we were able, and it wasn't even like we had a big inning. I'm looking at the box score right now, and it was, a run in the second, 2 runs in the 5th, a run in the 6th, 2 runs in the 7th. It was just like those are the types where you're just sort of manufacturing a couple runs throughout the game. That's where you're going to end up winning more ball games than if you have like a 5-run explosion and then get shut down for the rest of it. But I mean, you can't say enough about Medina. He's 1.45 ERA. He's like averaging 10 strikeouts?
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah, he's just been so great, and that's the thing. If you've never come to a minor league baseball game, keep in mind this could all change at any minute because the organization can make moves. So if you want to see Peraza, if you want to see Medina, if you want to see Ken Waldichuk, I would just advise coming up as soon as you can to get a look at them because you never know when they could leave.
Yeah, I think the fun thing about this level is that you come early, you see the guys that are poised to take the next step, but the guys who kind of come in to replace, I mean, we're not saying anything about them going anywhere right now.
Oh, no, they're not.
Yeah. But like eventually I would assume if not this year, next year, they're going to move on, but there's going to be somebody coming from Tampa right behind him who's going to be the next hotshot prospect who like, it's going to be, we're going to see the best of the best at their early stages anytime you're here. But come on, I mean, Medina's a special player. Sure. Peraza's a special player. Waldichuk's a special player. And we've got other special players on this team too that like everybody on this team is great.
Well, Sean, my son Sean and I were walking back to the trailer. We were going back to see Zoles one night, and we see a town car drive up, somebody get out of it. And I looked at him and I said, I guarantee when we go back to the press box, I'm going to have a note about a roster change. And sure enough, Chase Illig had arrived. Chase Illig has left us. So that goes to show.
We borrowed a catcher for a couple of days.
That's just how it goes. These things are going to happen. And by the way, we can check in with the other affiliates on this podcast today. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. One other name I want to shout out though, just while we're talking Gades. Ezekiel Duran, I feel like has kind of flown under the radar just because of how good Oswald Peraza's been. I'm just looking at the box score here, and it feels like, I mean, he's been hitting second in the lineup. He's playing shortstop when Peraza DHs, and he had 4 RBIs in that game that we talked about. I mean, he's been one of those guys where like the infielder that everybody's watching is Peraza, and Ezekiel Duran is just kind of like under the radar, sneaky in there.
Well, he had a very good week, Zach. He's up to 301 batting average. He leads the team in RBIs at this point with 11. He has 3 triples on the year to lead the team. So, yeah, he is doing some good things. And I like what a steady presence he has been.
Yeah, he's been steady. He's been putting in, I mean, he's swinging the bat well, I'd say. You talk about him getting over 300, but like he's been just solid. I think he's going to be another one of those guys that's going to eventually move up once we get kind of past the like the sexier names, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of flying. He's probably our most under the radar prospect right now because Peraza's getting a lot of love, Waldachuk's getting a lot of love, Medina's getting a lot of love. I feel like Duran deserves some love, and he's been kind of hiding a little bit under the water.
Yeah, I've been trying to work him into some of the stories, and in fact, the report I sent out to the affiliate highlighted Ezekiel and his play this week. So he's been good, definitely.
Why don't we do that? Let's play some of the sort of check around the affiliates. You got some audio stuff that you got. You
have
fired
an order
up
you want to go in, because we can go Tampa, Somerset, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. How do you want to go?
That's a good question. Do we start in Tampa or do we start in Scranton? I feel like that's the way to do it, right? One of the two.
Yeah. Why don't we start in Tampa?
Let's start in Tampa and work our way up the ladder.
And we will travel north. All right. We will start now. We will just tell you, full disclosure, Tampa does not have a broadcaster this year. Each of the broadcasters have filed these reports. Joe Vasile is what we call the number 2 broadcaster in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. So Joe files the report for Tampa, and here it is.
With this look at the Tampa Tarpons, I'm Joe Vasile. It was a great week for the Tampa Tarpons on the offensive side. They scored 55 runs in 5 games with the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles, winning 4 out of those contests. Elijah Dunham and Andres Chaparro both led the way with 7 RBIs each, and Dunham is hitting .462 on the week. Anthony Volpe has had an up-and-down week, but a couple of hits in Saturday's game give him 6 RBIs on the week as well. Tampa wraps up its series with Fort Myers this afternoon down in Tampa.
I should tell you that these are recorded on Sunday, so obviously they played. Here's Mark Schwartz. He's already talking.
Schwartz with a farm report from AA Somerset. The Patriots have won 5 straight to begin a 6-game series on the road against the Colorado Rockies AA affiliate Hartford Yard Goats this week. Each game has featured its own unique set of firsts for the team. Preceding the week, Somerset lost 3 of their key contributors over the first 2 weeks of the season and got 3 new players in-house. Oliver Dunn, Evan Alexander, and Aaron Polensky.
Former Renegade Oliver Dunn.
Are major reasons why the Patriots have won 5 in a row in Hartford. Tuesday night saw the Patriots trailing 1-0 heading into the 9th inning before a game-winning 2-run home run from Dermis Garcia propelled the team to a 2-1 win. The next night, Garcia homered in his first at-bat, and the team held 2 separate 3-run leads before Hartford rallied late to tie the game. But the Patriots added 2 runs in the 10th, their first extra inning game of the season, to earn a 6-4 win. Then the Patriots offense broke out. A season-high 11 runs on 17 hits Thursday night carried the team to a convincing 11-1 win. The eventful evening included a memorable moment from outfielder Aaron Polensky, who came up big in his first ever professional at-bat. Polensky swings and grounds a base hit down the third base line. That stays fair. McDowell turns third. He will score. Aaron Polensky in his first professional plate appearance. That's an RBI double, and Somerset ahead now 4-0. Congratulations, Aaron. Polensky went 2 for 5 with 2 RBI in his pro debut, while Oliver Dunn went 3 for 5 with a home run and 4 runs scored, and Michael Beltre became the first Patriot to record 4 hits in a game to highlight the big win. Not to be outdone, starting pitcher Glenn Otto struck out 14 batters over just 5 1/3 innings on the night, just 2 shy of a franchise record. Only 2 of the outs Otto recorded were not strikeouts. The next night saw an even greater performance from the Bats. This time, a season-high 14 runs on 16 hits, including another 3 hits from Polensky and Beltre, 2 hits and 3 runs scored for Dunn, and a 3-for-4 night for Garcia, topped off by a long home run. Oh, this one swung on and hit high in the air, deep towards center field. Heron back, turns around, and there it goes! Dermis Garcia with a 3-run home run. Somerset won Friday night 14-3 and kept the Hot Bats alive for a 7-2 win Saturday evening. The team collected 14 more hits on the night, including another homer from Garcia. Breaking ball, this one swung on and driven deep to left field. This has a chance, and there it goes! Dermis Garcia stays on fire. Dermis is now in the midst of a team-best 9-game hit streak, over which he is batting .351 with 6 home runs and 14 RBI. Every Patriot in the lineup has hit safely in 3 straight games dating back to Thursday night. Additionally, Somerset starting pitchers have only allowed 1 run and have struck out 37 in the series over 21 combined innings. The team is now 6 games above .500 and in first place in the league's Northeast Division. Matt Crook gets the ball Sunday afternoon in search of a 6-game series sweep of the Yard Goats. With Somerset, I'm Mark Schwartz.
All right, Mark.
All right. Let's hold up for 1 second.
Okay.
So let's talk about each of them before they start rolling into each.
All right.
So first off, Tampa playing against Fort Myers, my former Minnesota Twins loving whatever. I'm excited about, some of the guys that Tampa's going to be sending us eventually.
Yeah.
What was the name he mentioned in there? It slipped right under the tongue there on me a little bit.
Good call. I'm not sure.
Golly. What do you think about Tampa as like a location?
I love Tampa.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been to Steinbrenner Field, and I love it. I went to a Tampa. I don't know if they were the Tampa Tarpons at that time, but I did go see a game down there. They might have still been the Tampa Yankees at that time.
Okay.
But yeah, I had a great time. Great city.
The other thing of note, I kind of threw it in there while it was going, but Oliver Dunn going to Somerset.
Yes.
We should go to a game in Somerset. I didn't realize how close Somerset was to here.
I agree.
It's not that bad of a drive.
No, and Mark would have us down. Somerset would have us. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's throw that, like, let's put those, like, oh my gosh, it'd be so great to come see a game in Somerset, but oh gosh, the ticket prices are just crazy.
Company in the booth, probably gets lonely in that booth, Mark.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean,
all that talking you've got to do. You might want to give up the mic for an out or two. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, but who's he going to find that also knows like some of the prospect, like is familiar with the Yankees organization?
Nobody I can think of.
Yeah.
That one.
They got highlights in theirs. Do you put highlights in the ones that you send them?
I did. I put highlights in last week's edition because obviously the Renegades were home. So yeah, I mean, how could I not use some of those Peraza highlights and the walk-off? I think I used that as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah. The Yankees actually reached out about getting some of the video clips of the Peraza explosion that happened here at Dutchess Stadium in week 1 to play up on the board at Yankee Stadium. So and even if you go to Yankee Stadium, you can't get away from Renegades baseball.
And I'll tell you this, and look, I'm no kid to the business, but I'm not jaded by some of this stuff. It's still really cool when, my play-by-play was hopping up on the New York Post and things like that. And plus, some of those video shots are the work of my son's camera. So we're all pretty excited, I have to admit. And after all these years, it's still a joy.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to try to pull up some Tarpon stats because there was one name that popped out to me and I can't remember what it is.
Do you want to ponder that for a moment?
Or ponder it. Go on to AAA.
All right, let's go visit with our guy, Adam Marco. He is the voice of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders.
With this look at the Rail Riders, I'm Adam Marco. After victory last Sunday against Lehigh Valley, Scranton Wilkes-Barre headed to Rochester for their only trip to take on the Red Wings at Frontier Field this season. Over the last 10 days, the Rail Riders have needed reinforcements from AA Somerset, whether it was Zach Zahner last weekend or because of the taxi squad and the Yankees playing in Texas, the necessity to bring up Hoy Park, Brandon Wagner, and Thomas Malone. And that group has done very well for themselves, all things considered, 3 of them making their AAA debuts this week. In 5 games played, Hoy Park has hit safely in all 5. A .368 average this week for Scranton Wilkes-Barre with 3 runs batted in. Thomas Malone, all 5 games played in the series against Rochester so far, batting .381, 5 runs batted in. Brandon Wagner hitting .250 with a home run, 3 runs batted in. Now, Zach Zahner has scuffled a bit at the plate since joining the club, but Zahner has walked 9 times in 6 games.
I think it's just kind of how it's played out early on. I've made some adjustments in this offseason, really want to be in my legs and, have a good foundation to see the ball. And, I think you're running into one of those stints where, if it happened mid-season, you wouldn't really be looking at it. But, you start the season off with however many walks it was. It's like, wow, he's really seeing the ball. So, yeah, I'm just waiting for, my pitch, and I'm seeing it really well right now. So I'm going to take what they give me.
Rail Riders coming off an epic 9-8 win on Saturday night have clinched the series 4-1 with 1 game left to go. Brody Kerner gets the ball on Sunday afternoon, trying to take 5 out of 6 from the Washington Nationals AAA affiliate. With this look at the Rail Riders, I'm Adam Marco.
Well, he went for the sound on tape approach.
I know, a little SOT. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
So,
well played, affiliate broadcaster.
I like
I got the two guys, by the way.
Okay.
There's two. One of them was a name that popped out, but Anthony Volpe, shortstop. He's only hitting like 250 right now.
That's right.
But he's got 10 stolen bases on what? Let me see. How many times has he gotten on base? I can't see that right here, but 10 stolen bases is nothing to sneeze at. And the other one to take a peek at is Trevor Halver, second baseman. He's got 20 RBIs and 6 homers on the season. He's hitting 310. He's been lights out. Two names you might see in the Hudson Valley in the near future. So I heard Volpe and I was like, oh, I remember him. And there's another guy that I liked from Tampa, and I had to like hop in there quick.
In the grander scheme of things for those reports, just so folks know, I'd like to add the play-by-play of Keith Rad or Greg Jamborisi down in Jersey Shore or some of the others to, kind of spice up our reports a little bit when we're not actually doing the broadcast. So, I'm at least thinking of those ideas.
I'll see if there's a way that I can get you that audio. But it also feels like we could be producing like a little segment on here, maybe using some of the Rob's Roundup interviews, maybe from and like be like, all right, let's check in with, now I'm spacing on names because I can't. It feels like forever ago since we did an actual Rob's Roundup.
Charlie Ruger.
Yeah, Charlie Ruger. There you go.
He got to win this week.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. So that's what's happening around the world of the Yankees affiliates.
So see that literally. The Renegades Weekly is evolving while you're all watching.
Sure.
And listening. This is great.
We got to think of a better visual, though, when we play those on Facebook Live than just you and I kind of quietly listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, you should try to act them out. I don't know, use like some bobbleheads or something.
Yeah, you know what? I got to go to visit Zoll's and get some bobbleheads from
them. I know there's no precedent for that, but
none whatsoever.
All right. What are you looking forward to here with the series with Jersey Shore? We've already seen Jersey Shore once.
Right.
What were kind of your big takeaways from our first go around with Jersey Shore, and what should we expect to see here going on into the second one?
Well, I sense they are a similar kind of team in that, again, they're 500 also. So they've had some good pitching. They've got some good bats. It's kind of baseball 101, but I feel like they're similar kinds of teams. Now, Greg Jamborisi, their broadcaster, sent me a rotation, and in their case, they sent me a pitching rotation with the next pitcher. Like, they know the next pitcher. So I decided to go through each of the Renegades' previous 18 games and see exactly, and there has not been any pattern. So there isn't really any definitive way that Dan Fiorito can say to me, oh, well, we're going to pitch this and this to start Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. So it's little organizational differences. I'm also kind of jazzed to see a new team walk into Dutchess Stadium for the first time ever. The Jersey Shore Blue Claws have never been, and that's kind of a change. I get a kick out of that.
Yeah, just the fact that it's a group of people who have never set foot here at Dutchess Stadium.
And an organization. I don't think we've ever had an affiliate come to Phillies affiliate come to Dutchess Stadium. So
interesting.
Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. I have to think about that.
We should try to come up with some sort of like weird welcome for them.
Yes.
Like, all right, welcome to Dutchess Stadium. And like, as per tradition, and then make up some tradition. Like, as per tradition, we give you the ceremonial pineapple. You may do with this pineapple whatever you wish. You may slice the pineapple. You may toss the pineapple amongst yourselves in the locker room. What you do with this pineapple is your own. But now we have bestowed this upon you, and we will all do the ceremonial pineapple chant, which is, oh, pineapple, we love you, pineapple, here you go. And then they take it.
And then after that, we play the SpongeBob SquarePants theme.
Yeah. Okay. Like, just like really try to weird them out. Like, they're like, I don't know what's going on in Hudson Valley, but that is strange. Did you get a pineapple when you guys win? No, they handed me like a grapefruit. They had a weird song about a grapefruit. It's like, all right, well, maybe it's like a fruit thing. It's like, I don't know. I got like a fanny pack. I think they were just trying to get rid of promotional items when I was up there. I want there to be like a weird air of like mystery. Like, they come up here and they're like, I don't know, something weird is happening. Throw them off their game a little bit.
And the post-game headlines, we got to up our puns on those headlines. I know that, especially with the amount of crustaceans we can hit this week.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head now that you brought that up. Renegades make the Jersey Shore Blue Claws Krabby.
Oh, there you go. That's not bad.
That's not good. Don't tell me that's good.
Okay, fine. It's better
don't
than I had.
patronize me, Rob.
I'm not trying to patronize you.
Yeah. They
I'm sitting
were
at a family
clawful.
I'm sitting at a oh geez. I was sitting at a family party yesterday trying to come up with a headline for crab's sake.
Yeah.
And
I use both
about,
my hands, which makes me crabadextrous. You know,
and that was terrible. And,
I know that was terrible.
And that's the thing about headline writing, because I did get some suggested to me, and I went, I want to have a job tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Is in relation to crustaceans?
No, in this case, it was relation to Brooklyn and the Cyclones.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
And there, of course, there's the Met Yankee factor, and
sure.
Among family yesterday. Yeah, there was that.
Yeah. The Renegades moved the baseball like a cyclone. It's like a song, right? They moved the baseball like a cyclone. Yeah. There's that.
Zach is clearly recharged.
Yeah, I got a little more. I got a little energy. Well, it's weird because I moved this week. I was moving this weekend,
right?
And that drains you in a way that you're not expecting, right? Like you just feel like you have like weird manic energy where it's like, all right, and this got to go here and that's got to go there. Okay, all right, where am I again? What am I doing again? And all of a sudden I'm here sitting at this and I don't 100% know how I got here.
What else should we check on? I should check on the promotional schedule.
Oh, yeah. I had that pulled up actually just recently. I know that we're doing fireworks this week for the first time.
Fireworks on Friday.
So that's pretty cool. On Thursday is our Karate Never Dies night. It's also a Thirsty Thursday, which I think is going to mix well. I think people encouraged to do karate and drink beer is absolutely going to be a good thing.
Okay. We start with Tradition Tuesday.
Yep.
As the Renegades honor the 1936 world champion Yankees, which was a very good baseball team, and I believe was the baseball team that was the World Series that Vin Scully saw, and the Yankees were throttling the New York Giants so badly that Vin felt sorry for the Giants, became a Giants fan, and basically led him to become a broadcaster.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's funny. To become a fan out of pity.
Yeah,
right?
He felt he saw it in, I think,
all those poor guys.
Because back then, if you didn't listen on the radio, people would post the scores in shop windows. And he saw it posted in a shop window. I think a laundry he was walking by in, I'm going to say Washington Heights, and it had the score. And he felt bad because the Yankees really took it to the Giants badly in that World Series.
He looked at a butt whooping and he was like, I must talk about this.
I became a Mel Ott fan immediately. And that's true. Wednesday is Bizarre Laws Night.
Yeah, so Zoles has kind of done like a little bit the last couple of nights where we look at bizarre laws and have people try to guess which state they're from. But this is going to be a whole night devoted to that. To weird, like you can't like, what is the one that I've written down here? You can't have like ice cream in your pocket or in like New York, I think. Or there's another one where it's like you're not allowed to wear slippers in public after 10. Like there's weird stuff like that. I think in Minnesota there was something like you can't park your elephant on Main Street on a Sunday. You know, you can any other day of the week, but you can't put the elephant there on a Sunday. So like there's weird things that are on the books. You know, there's a story behind all of them as to how they ended up there. I think it'd be fun if we came up with our own weird law and then like people had to follow that. Like every time you order a beer, you must say something like, Merry, Merry, and happy to you. This beer will fill me with joy. Like every time that you order a beer, I think you should have to say something. There should be something, and they don't hand you the beer unless you say it.
I like this.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen.
We should make a weird law. I'm writing that down. We're going to do that. Maybe. Yeah, I still have to run it by Zoles, but okay. Maybe. We'll call it a maybe.
So that's Wednesday. Thursday, as Zach alluded to, Karate Never Dies. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah. I was trying to do the sound effects so that when this posts as a podcast later, people are like, oh, he must have been doing karate things.
I appreciate the effort. Show me paint the fence. Up, down. Paint the fence. Up.
Ow, my back.
Can I move on to Friday?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Do whatever you want, Rob.
Fireworks. Jeez. Do whatever I want. Fireworks. Away we
Yeah.
go. Our first
Fireworks set to the music of boy bands. We're going to celebrate, all the frosted tips and trying to figure out which one's the aloof one and which one's the funny one. We're just getting all up in that vibe.
Yep. That's when I start writing the story, folks. But I enjoy the fireworks. I say the ooh and on. I just don't necessarily pay attention to the music.
By the way, Susan D. Cristoforo Schultz said that I butchered your name, but she said I'd be really good as a Ren Fair entertainer. And I could probably pull that off, right?
Yeah, I guarantee I will be hearing from Susan DeCristoforo Schultz, that's how you say it, over the mispronunciation of the name that she had mispronounced her whole life, going all the way back to Catholic school.
No, I'm sure everybody nails it. I'm sure I'm the first one. Di Cristoforo.
There you go. Now she's happy.
Yeah, you have to hit it. You have to hit it like an Italian stereotype.
She has been very, very complimentary toward you. She is like she's liked our rapport. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. I'll take any compliments I can get at any time. Bob, do you have any compliments for me?
I like your karate sounds.
Oh, thank you. I worked really hard on those.
So I can tell. That. So yeah, fireworks on Friday, and then Saturday. It's Saturday night.
Yeah, it's Saturday night. We're going to have music. We've got, oh my gosh, I have the band written down somewhere too. Hold on. But there's going to be a band. We're going to have some music. There's going to be maybe a little comedy happening. It's going to be fantastic. Zols texted me the band name not too long ago. He also sent me some pictures. It's the Johnny Dell Band.
The Johnny Dell Band.
Yeah, so they're going to be coming out. They're going to be playing on the Sloop beer balcony stage, like right out in front of the Sloop beer sign. The last one, the hype was fantastic. Those guys were great. And so I'm excited about this, excited to get some more music out there. We opened up more tickets on that beer balcony as part of sort of our some of the things that we were able to open up. So there are tickets right out there by the band. It's awesome seating. So get those tickets.
Absolutely.
Turn it into a sales pitch. Gosh, I do everything.
I quite agree. I'm curious. See, I'm actually going to try a sound file here very quickly.
Oh my.
So, yes. So is there any chance that come Saturday or Friday that we'll do?
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
I mean, why wouldn't we?
Yeah. Get the weekend to come out?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or just say, ladies and gentlemen,
Blinding Lights. Yeah, and then introduce somebody else.
Yeah.
There's just some guy
walking among a house of mirrors like he did at the Super Bowl. Aimlessly.
Yeah. I feel like if that was me, I would have for sure run into one of them.
Susan, by the way, says you need to use hands when you're doing the Cristofaro.
Cristofaro. Okay, hey, it's De Cristofaro.
There you go.
I got to put the name back up. Am I saying it right? De Cristofaro?
Yeah, you're kind of adding
De Cristofaro. Mamma mia, De Cristofaro.
Oh boy. Anyway, speaking of Italians, we go to Sunday and the salute to the Big Apple, and I say Italians because of pizza.
Yeah. We're gonna celebrate everything Big Apple. Pizzas, bagels. Everybody's feet is gonna be sore after walking around the ballpark a million times.
Oh boy.
I went and spent some time in the city. I had the day off on Wednesday. I was like, I'm just going to cruise down to the city, just sort of walk around a little bit. And it was great, but it was also like the dumbest thing I could have done after spending a whole week on my feet running around. And I was like, I got a Metro pass, but I never bothered to hop on the subway. I just sort of walked from Grand Central down to Washington Square Park and back. And
Wait, what?
Yeah. I like walking. I'm a city guy.
I do too. I've done that walk actually, but it's a long walk.
Oh, my feet were killing. I got back. They were bruised. They hurt so bad. I've been limping around the ballpark the last 2 days of the week.
Admittedly, in the middle of a pandemic, it's not the best thing to do, but everyone has to experience the New York City subway.
Yeah, and I've been on it before. I've ridden the subway before, and I was like, oh, it'll be just a quick little shot. I was visiting a friend that I have in Chelsea, and then was like, oh, I'll zip over to Washington Square Park, stopped at Strand Books and got a couple books.
Nice.
And then went into the park. It was like NYU's graduation. So there was a bunch of jazz bands and stuff. I don't know if that's how it normally is, but it was funny watching the people playing chess and then the bands and then all the graduates trying to get their pictures in front of the arches, mixed in with like just skateboard punks that are almost running people over the whole time. Like it was just kind of cool. I took a couple people's like graduation, like take a picture of me, and I'm like, okay, and like, oh, you're taking pictures, here, take this one. And so I just kept getting handed cameras, but it was fun.
Yeah, we'll have some fun talking about pizza and bagels, and I guess even pizza bagels.
Yeah. We might let a rat loose in the ballpark too, just to see like a big one, really give everybody that New York City experience. Yeah. That's all I've heard is like pizzas, bagels, and rats. Those are the three things New York is known for, I guess.
Well, and a good New York hot dog, a street dog. So could we have a vendor in the ballpark selling street dogs?
That's a great idea. I don't know if we can make it happen, but that's a great idea. We could probably track down somebody who's got like a hot dog cart.
What is traditionally called the dirty water dog, and admittedly they are so good.
Yeah.
They really are.
Well, it's all that dirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to throw my two great nieces under the bus for telling me that they don't like New York pizza. I still don't get this.
Do they have a pizza they prefer? Or do they just not like pizza?
Let's just say there's a chain. Starts with a D and it's a board game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Dungeons and Dragons pizza.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So they're super into that particular chain. They don't want to stop at the little shop, the mom and pop shop.
The party yesterday was supposed to be a pizza party, and they pronounced it as tasteless and cardboard New York pizza, which
the pizza was tasteless, not that the party was tasteless.
The party might
be. A little tasteless.
Yeah. So they're insane. Love them, but they're insane.
All right. I've really enjoyed the pizza. I've enjoyed that, like, you can get a slice of pizza the size of my upper body for like $3. So that's been really nice.
Nothing like it. Now I feel the need for pizza just in case Susan's still watching, which I know she is.
Yeah. Bring us all pizza. I'm at Dutchess Stadium. Rob is at his house. Give out your address, Rob.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dutchess Stadium.
Yeah. Just send all the pizza here. That's perfect.
That's where I live. That's where I live these days. So that's what's coming up in the ballpark. We're through a week, obviously, at home. We're through 3 weeks of the regular season now. We go into week 4, and we just keep rolling on. Yeah.
Can I throw one more weird thought that I had at you while I was moving, by the way?
You absolutely may.
I thought this was funny. My roommate thought it was funny too. And I'm thinking about starting to do this.
Okay.
But like, when you're like moving and you've got things that you're looking to get rid of, you don't want them anymore. You just accumulate stuff. And you want to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it would be funny, like if you had like a garage sale and every item market for like $5, but then every item comes with like a certificate of authenticity. And they'll be like, just, people are going to ask. So whatever you do with this, little blender, it was owned by Zach Neubauer. So we send everything with a certificate. I just like hand them out. And then when people are like looking at it, like it's a surefire way to get people to like Google you when they go home. Right. Is like, if I was just like, hey, yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Signing my tab for like the pizza that we ordered, be like, sign this. And by the way, here's a certificate of authenticity. Basically just says that the signature was in fact mine. So that when, you're telling your friends about it later, that you have something that documents and says that it was me. So here you go. And then have people wonder like, who is that guy? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm okay.
Is that a good plan? Like, I'm about to have these little certificates printed up. I just want to make sure that you're on board with this.
I'm on board.
You think this is a good idea?
I say print away.
All right. Perfect.
Start printing. Print so much that you need a print shop to do it.
Yeah. That I've got to hire people.
Yep.
Yeah. Be like, oh, thank you so much for changing my tire. Here's a little certificate that just says that, I know you're going to tell people and nobody's going to believe you, but here's a little certificate that says that you changed Zach Neubauer's tire. And they'll be like, "Oh, are you like famous or something like that?" That's so funny. You get that all the time. Here you go. Here's your certificate, and then they go off. I think that's a great use of paper.
Outstanding. I couldn't come up with a better use.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy you're as excited about this as I am.
I am in.
I can read it in your voice. I can see it on your face right now. You are as excited about that as I am.
I'm fully in. I'm fully committed.
Perfect.
I'm in. Do you know status of tickets for this week? Shall we be promoting tickets?
I know that we have tickets available for sure for the for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we definitely have tickets available. I think we're nearing our threshold for fireworks, but don't let that deter you. Make sure you go out and get your tickets for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, there's not a bad seat in the house. We say it every week, but like, come on out to the ballpark. There's no reason not to. It's great seats, but we specifically are opening up a couple more in the like sloop beer balcony area. The falls, we're opening up the falls too. So we're gonna be able to have people in the falls now as well over by the little waterfall area, which I think is really cool. So yeah, coming out to the ballpark. There's tickets available for every night. I know that they're getting a little scarce for the weekend, so make sure that you're getting those tickets soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. The weekend. Sound fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Listen, 75 for Tuesday, 89 on Wednesday, 83 for Thursday, and then cooler over the weekend. But my point is, it's good weather to come out and join us at the ballpark.
I mean, it won't be now that you mentioned it.
Here we go again.
Don't talk about the weather in advance.
It's like talking about a no-hitter. I don't buy into jinxes.
I buy into a weather jinx.
I don't buy into the weather.
I'm sort of on. I think it's fun to not talk about a no-hitter, but I don't think that I have any effect on it. I think it's kind of like I like hinting. Be like, look at that. Look at that.
I like it.
Oh my gosh, is that a raccoon running out by the scoreboard? Has anybody looked out by the scoreboard recently? I don't know what. All of a sudden, I'm doing like an old timey accent. It's like, oh my, has anybody looked out at the scoreboard?
Oh, I like
quite interesting out of the scoreboard area.
I like the old sounding voice. I might have to use that one.
Yeah, see, what is that? That's from something.
Man, see, well, that's more like James Cagney.
Yeah, I'm James Cagney, see? And I'm here at the Dodger Stadium, and I want you all to look just sort of out at the scoreboard, see? I'm not saying why, and you shouldn't say why either, but I think you should look out at the scoreboard, see? Yeah.
Yep, well done.
This is why they pay me the big bucks, Rob.
No, I can
while negotiating, they're like, okay, do you do any like impressions like Jimmy Cagney or anything like that? Something we could use? And I'm like, yeah, I got Jimmy Cagney. Say, that's all I got though. That's the only one I do.
I think that's our drop the mic moment.
Yeah, that and apparently a Ren Fair worker. Sound like a guy who's like half there on the Ren Fair.
I gotta say though, I know Susan probably as well as anybody. I would say her telling you would do well as an entertainer at the Renaissance Fair, especially the New York one, which I know she happens to love. This is pretty high praise.
Oh, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hear ye. The mutton stand is now serving fresh mead.
Boy. She's now officially a huge fan. I can tell you.
Perfect. Yeah. Have you had mutton?
Nothing like mutton, but I've never had it.
It's on my list of things to try too. I never made it out to the Ren Fair in Minnesota, so I'm going to add it to my list of things.
I have never been to the one in New York, but I have heard nice things about it. Sean has been. I have not.
Sean has been? All right.
Sean has
we'll have
been.
to talk to Sean about Ren Fairs.
Yes. I would chat with him about that topic, but I have never been.
All right. It's probably now it's wrap up time, right? We got everything in that we wanted to do.
Anything random you want to
looking at my checklist, talk about the certificates of authenticity, obviously.
Okay.
Yep, that got mixed response, despite what Rob says. It was mixed. Renaissance Fair impression, definitely a check. James Cagney impression, work it in. Check. Yep. Not know who James Cagney is until Rob mentions it. Check.
Oh, right, no. You didn't say that.
No, I didn't know that that's what I was doing. I'm familiar with James Cagney. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a movie guy, so I know my way around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And they're going to be like, James Cagney spoke like this. It was very...
Which sounds more like John Houseman, but okay.
Yeah, who's the guy who's oh gosh, never mind.
You were breaking into your Smith Barney. They earned it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember there was a Hitchcock film that I watched. Who stars in North by Northwest? What's that guy's name?
Cary Grant.
Cary Grant, yeah. There's a podcast I like where he's like, do you want to hear my impression of Cary Grant? And they're like, yeah. And he goes, I'm Cary Grant. Hey. And it's like, it doesn't sound anything like him. He just thought it was funny because everybody does a Cary Grant impression. Anyway, let's end the show.
Yes, let's end the show.
Yeah.
all of you should join us at Dutchess Stadium beginning tomorrow up until Sunday, and then the Renegades are on the road again. But come out and join us because we're there. It's great baseball. It's even Yankees baseball, if that's your thing. If it's not your thing, well, join us anyway because it's baseball, and it's a good time, and it's a good production. So we will see you at the ballpark. I will talk to you on Z93, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye, see?
Is that a good wrap-up? Yeah, we're out of here. For Zach, I'm Rob. Thanks for watching Renegades Weekly.